Matt for AVNation.tv. We are here in sunny Orlando, Florida for InfoComm 2019. We're here in the Crestron booth with my friend Nick. How are you doing, Nick?
Doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Nick, Crestron, as always, has a fantastic booth on the floor. You're very crowded, so we carved out a little bit of space to talk about some new stuff, some new initiatives. Let's jump right into what we're standing right in front of, which is the D80, the NVX D80. Give us a quick overview of what it is and how OPS fits into it.
Absolutely. So I've actually got a module here in front of me. What we've done is taken the NVX goodness and put it into an OPS form factor. Now this is a standard created by Intel, which allows you to then slot it in the back of any commercial display, and it turns the commercial display into an NVX endpoint. Okay. The display provides power. We provide the 4K 60, 444 video, great audio, USB 2.0 control in the case of a touchscreen,
of course, and
CEC control through the device. And icing on the cake, we even connect you up to XIO Cloud, so now you can monitor and manage that device via XIO Cloud,
so
which is
kind
very
of
cool.
you. Yeah, very kind of you. So let's talk for a second about why the OPS platform is such a ingenious advancement in how displays are being deployed across commercial environments.
Well, there's been a call in the industry for alliances, for people, for customers to be able to work with other manufacturers. And we think with the partners we've brought on board, we've addressed the largest and best in the industry. And that ultimately serves the customer, because what it allows us to do is, while you invest in a commercial display, we can continue to evolve the technology and provide a video distribution via your existing network.
Right.
So one cable to the display, and it's going to give you any content that's in that NVX ecosystem.
And when we talk about one cable to the display, just so we're clear, existing infrastructure, what is the minimum requirement to make that function?
So you need a 1 gigabit Cat5e network, which is about, according to our analysis with the IMCCA white paper, it's about 85% of networks in the world are supporting this technology. And that was really critical for us, is we didn't want to wag the dog.
Right.
We need to be a conforming technology. We need to work with those IT network and security standards, and we've achieved that, as well as working with the display manufacturer standards. So we sit and bridge this right in the middle and add a ton of value in that space.
One of the things that you mentioned, and I'm not sure if people caught it, was the way you're creating alliances. You've got something new that you've announced this year in the terms of an alliance. Talk a little bit about that AV Cloud.
Yeah, so the alliance really started with our kind of membership with Intel and Microsoft.
Right.
So as you know, we've been doing a ton of work with Microsoft on the UC side. We're a partner of year for the IoT side. And ultimately that allows us to measure the data that the Intel chips are producing.
Right.
So when we worked with Intel to create this form factor, now all of a sudden we had a story to tell from the chip to the cloud, the way the data gets accumulated.
Okay.
That then became the basis for us to reach out to these display manufacturers that leverage OPS in their commercial displays and bring them under the fold. And they loved it because it's literally a plug-and-play solution for them.
When you start talking about the data, I might go a little off direction for a second, but how important is it to Crestron and to these partners to inform customers and protect that data that you're gathering? Because let's be honest, you're gathering an awful ton of data.
Yeah. Well, the good news is nothing personally identifiable. So we'll start there. The information that we're gathering is fairly benign.
Yes.
It's the state of devices and hardware. That being said, though, it's important to secure it, right? And so everything's secured at both a RESTful state and in transit, so it's encrypted. We also use 802.1x hardware authentication so that you know this device is meant to be on your network. If I don't have that, by the way, I could bring a device from a different company, come in, plug into your network, and now all of a sudden I can start to access video streams. The real risk there is that if you're accessing an executive board of directors meeting or something confidential. But we have all the securities in place to prevent that.
Very good. Back to the alliance for a second. Who are the full partners in that?
Yeah, so we've got Microsoft and Intel, really kind of on the embedded technology side. And then from a display manufacturer standpoint, we've got Avicor, LG, Sharp, NEC, and Smart Technologies, along with Philips. I said smart twice.
Not a problem. Last question. How is this infrastructure, this process, this design aesthetic, changing the way that integrators are designing their systems and designing their rims? Because that's really what this is coming down to. This is kind of the holy grail application that we've all been looking for forever.
Well, I think it's important first to note that this is one of 7 different form factors we provide. And one of the things that makes us unique is we allow to choose the functionality you need.
Of course.
This helps you get the right price point with the right functionality, allowing you to mix and match Dante, AES 67, down mixing, encoding, decoding, all these different elements. This is just one more element in that kind of system. So I think one of the challenges we're facing as an industry is, frankly, our imagination hasn't caught up to the technology.
Right.
And so we look at some of the stuff that we've been doing with e-gaming, with St. John's. You look at some of the stuff we've been doing with like Peppermill Casino and their ability to distribute video, and now you start to see this imagination really coming to light. We think this is one more tool for our dealers to go out and be successful, creating great solutions for their customers.
That's fantastic. So if anyone wants to find out more information about D80, about the new alliance, where can they find that information?
Crestron.com/NVX.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you.
For more footage from the show floor and to learn more about AVNation, please visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.